weekend, the biggest event, biggest game in the world of sport took place. And with the eyes of the globe on it, Nigeria lost.
Oh, bros, come.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys, it did not end well. Yams for sale, all you can eat yams, in a final storyline worthy of the entire tournament. A home nation that thought they were going out into group stages and sacked their full-time manager have come back to reign supreme and take home the African Cup of Nations trophy before anybody else could get their hands on it. Why the f is this done here? But just how did Côte d'Ivoire win AFCON with no manager? Well, they didn't. I mean, look, listen, they had a manager by the end of the tournament. They had a Don come in on loan. If this brother didn't win Employee of the Month, coming in and winning the entire tournament in just his 4th match in charge, but he somehow didn't know on Sunday, this work experience individual took the Ivory Coast to glory in a 2-1 defeat, having been 1-0 down to, the boys, Nigeria. I might be smiling now. That's the denial. I'm depressed. I'll keep it 100, guys. They posted the job on LinkedIn and won the whole tournament. I can't be bothered, guys. So when they posted the job, I actually turned it down because I was overqualified. As I said, things started so well in this one. That's a lie. They actually started horrendously. I don't think at any point did Nigeria really take any control in this football match. We might have taken the lead through Troost Ekong. I mean, a centre-back almost getting golden boot, by the way. Once again, only in AFCON.
Football heritage.
Once again, when it really mattered, we saw a prime example of Alex Iwobi terrorism. Him and Chukwueze were ineffective together in the first half. You could have watched every Fast and Furious film in the time that it took for him to actually play a through ball to Victor Osimhen. JJ Okocha's disowning this man. He's not his uncle anymore. He will not even pay him attention when Alex asks him to pass over the pound of jam at the family barbecue.
Listen, son.
Get the fuck away from me, dog.
Hey fam, nah, genuinely, let's do the logistics. I've honestly, yeah, there was no actual tactical approach here. This was just mask and inshallah made. No actual game plan, just launch the ball 50 yards to Victor Osimhen and hope that his groin doesn't disconnect trying to control the ball. There was an Osimhen in the crowd as well. The real one might as well have been there. He was a passenger, fam. Not without the want of trying, but we don't play in a style that actually suits him at all, that gets him involved in games. We just leave him isolated for about 84 minutes of the match. Because this brother was barely even allowed a touch in the opposition's final third, mate. Elsewhere in the crowd, FIFA President Gianni Infantino was in attendance, showing his support for AFCON.
Today I feel African.
Meanwhile, Arsene Wenger was a little bit confused by what the FIFA president was actually doing. Who's gonna tell him that Lionel Messi can't win man of the match at African Cup of Nations? It would be Franck Kessié that would get Côte d'Ivoire back level in this one, but there's an argument to say that he shouldn't have even been on the pitch in the first place. As in the first half, who was running by? Was it Frank Onyeka? I can't remember. Someone was running by. He's lent out an elbow, knows what he's doing, doesn't look, but catches him straight in the neck. VAR has been sensational all tournament at AFCON. That's probably the one thing that's been consistent about this whole competition. But how did the referee not see it on field? The guy's like great uncle, Ghanaian, mate. That's the only explanation. The decision making in the first half was borderline corruption. And then the rest of the VAR room, as I said, completely distracted at all times. The referee didn't see it. To be fair, I don't know if it should have been a red. I guess they can't, like, sort of go over yellow card decisions, so maybe that's why they left it entirely. So Kessié gets the equalizer, but I can't even lie. I might blame the referees and say they were shocking, but we were awful, man. Did we even create another chance apart from the goal? The only fight being shown out on the pitch was from our goalkeeper towards Serge Aurier. I think he meant to say, I'm gonna fuck it up with his positioning for the equalizer. And then, ladies and gentlemen, in case enough wasn't going in our favor, I turned onto Twitter.
No.
Yeah, no, I knew it was a wrap from the moment I saw this one. Astrid Wet, I will curse you. You will wake up with a headache. And Simon Adingra would channel the energy of Nicholas Jackson's Snapchat history to completely obliterate Ola Aina in 1v1s. Honestly, I knew this guy was the truth from his record out on loan last season. He's come to Brighton, he's done all right in the Europa League, and he's done okay in the Premier League as well, but obviously he's not broken into the first team in terms of starting every game. This guy has been a gem. The electricity of his dribbling, the pace that this guy has got is incredible. Ola Aina's not a dickhead. They have taken his market value to £0. To be fair, it was technically already £0, but Adingra skins Ola Aina, puts a ball into the box, and with 10 minutes to go, a beautiful flick to match a beautiful story for Sébastien Haller.
Worked it well. Oh, it's gone in.
Listen to the noise.
Of course, the Ivorian main man up top, but has been fighting his own battle over the last couple of years. Having been diagnosed with testicular cancer in 2022, he of course took a little bit of time out of the game, was contracted to Borussia Dortmund. He was then given the all clear in February of 2023, the year just gone. He's been back in the goals, he's been representing for the Ivory Coast, and in front of his home crowd at a host tournament, he won the game, won the final for Cote d'Ivoire. It is a poetic, mental, unpredictable, unscriptable tale that matches the entire rest of this competition. Just to remind you, yeah, these two, like Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, we were in the same group. We didn't even win the group. Equatorial Guinea won our group, and the team that came second and third in it were in the final. But that wasn't stopping Nigeria getting beefed from all angles online. Thankfully, most of the abuse in French. I don't know what that says, so it's calm. Until the Ghanaians arrived on the scene.
Calm down, bro. You're gonna get some.
And this is what I love. Again, there's no rules. Ghana didn't even get to finish their holiday. Andre Ayew and Jordan Ayew will be tried for war crimes within the nation. But they're the ones that can laugh about this. With AFCON, the energy is all about celebrating your enemy's downfall rather than your own success. And trust me, it was a bit of a downfall for Victor Boniface, who'd been giving it large to his Ivorian Bayer Leverkusen teammates earlier in the tournament, only for them to beat us in the final. Everyone was getting onto us, man. Cameroonians, Senegalese individuals walking into the pre-planned Burna Boy after party and ruining it. But for the Ivory Coast, yeah, for Cote d'Ivoire, this is a 100% success rate, by the way. No one has ever sacked a manager mid-tournament before. This proves if you do it, you win everything. England, you know what to do. Meanwhile, their actual manager, their original one, was watching on at home in pure grief. This was the longest trophy lift ceremony I've ever been involved in, by the way. They got South Africa for the bronze medal. They played yesterday. It was going on for the longest. Black man timing. It's fine. It makes sense. And that was the final chapter, the end point of, genuinely speaking, one of the greatest football tournaments that I think has ever occurred. Don't get it twisted. Despite all the political logistics and concerns and the build-up to Qatar 2022, the on-field action contributed to easily the best World Cup I've seen in my lifetime. This as well, in terms of just moments, in terms of stupidity, in terms of underdog stories and storylines as a whole, Cote d'Ivoire, thinking they were out of the tournament in the group stages at home. An absolute disaster after a 4-0 heavy defeat to a relatively unknown nation in the grand scheme of AFCON. They survived by the skin of their teeth, 4th place, 3rd place team. Then knock out the reigning champions Senegal, get to the final after a 123rd minute winner down to 10 men, and then beat Nigeria after a man who's overcome a battle with cancer scores the winner in the final. The likes of Egypt, Ghana, Algeria, all going out early doors. Cape Verde, a nation with a population of 600,000 people, almost making it to the final 4, only to be defeated by a relatively unknown goalkeeper saving 4 penalties in one shootout. You had South Africa knocking out Morocco, DR Congo defeating Egypt, nations like Namibia, Mauritania impressing on a global stage like they never have before. And who could forget the funny moments? The memes out of this tournament have been ridiculous. Pouring water over your own head, the Ivorian uncle, the Arabic commentators going crazy. Equatorial Guinea's manager reacting to his main striker missing a penalty. DR Congo's goalkeeper scoring a penalty in a shootout to take them through. Andre Onana running the length of the field to give advice on a free kick, having never taken a free kick in his life. The storylines, along with the comedic moments, alongside the genuinely brilliant goals that we've seen throughout the course of this tournament, the rawness of this football, it's the epitome of African Cup of Nations, and it's the epitome of actual entertaining football and tournaments. The true anything can happen at any given time nature of AFCON 2024 has cemented it as one of the best tournaments I think any of us have ever seen. As for me, well, I'll go back to Nigeria-related depression, but I hope the world has taken notice of this competition, this iteration of AFCON, and will take it seriously from here on in, because I still see quotes and interviews of key players for their nations being asked whether they're going to choose going to AFCON or whether they're going to continue to represent their side, their domestic team. But in the words of Sébastien Haller, winner of AFCON for his nation, you wouldn't ask that question of a player going to the Euros, even if it was in the middle of a season. Clubs across Europe have even tried to ban their players from attending AFCON and representing their nation. Any player should have the opportunity and should have the right to go and play for their country. And that right has produced one of the best tournaments that we have ever seen. So long live AFCON, man. Ridiculous tournament, and a one that I hope you lot have all enjoyed. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on this video, and of course subscribe for more if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at the official FNG on Insta, Twitter, and on TikTok. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.